Leo is getting listed on a new exchange. And you guys are the first to hear it. There have been no blog posts, no threads, no X posts about it yet. I wanted to kind of save it for the AMA so that you guys could get the alpha first. And then a blog post right after we jump off this call. A blog post that's going to go out on @Leo Finance with more of the details. But we're listing Leo on the Maya blockchain. And this has been something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but obviously a lot of you know that I wanted to list on Thorchain. So Maya is really interesting, and I was just explaining some of this to Mitch, but I've been diving deeper into Maya lately, and there's a couple of people in our community like Eric and Nifty that are pretty big on Maya. But Maya is a friendly sister fork of the Thorchain blockchain. So there's some key differences, but essentially what it is, if in my little elevator pitch of it, is that Maya is kind of a smaller version of Thorchain. It aims to be an L1 cross-chain decentralized exchange. But they also aim to be a little bit more experimental than Thorchain. So I look at Thorchain as being kind of like Bitcoin in a way where Bitcoin is, it's something that's not meant to be changed frequently. It's meant to be a long-standing protocol, something that, you can rely on, low downtime. That's kind of like the Bitcoin standard of crypto. So that's what Thorchain is to me. It's like, it's the L1 DEX. If you want to swap, layer one tokens, that's how you do it. And Maya is kind of like almost like the Ethereum to the Bitcoin. It's more of a feature rich, high speed, fast development pace platform that is very complementary to Thorchain. So there's a few things happening with Maya that have made me really excited lately. And they're actually at all-time highs right now. The token is like $1.20. So they're at their all-time highs. And I'm kicking myself because Eric and Nifty told me to buy a bunch of cacao which is their token, at like 10 cents, and I really didn't listen. So now it's at like $1.10, $1.20.
Damn.
Yeah, wish I had bought that one.
I
But
I remember
it was
Nifty
a
mentioning that one.
yeah, he's written a lot of blog posts about it. So I obviously didn't really listen, but the platform was a little bit small for me. And to be honest with you, at first glance, I didn't really understand it. I looked at it as a fork of Thorchain, and I just kind of was like, oh yeah, it's just a fork. Like, it's not really relevant. But in the last year since they launched, they've done a lot of interesting things. So they've released some interesting features and some things that are different than Thorchain. So I don't look at it in any way as and I do have a little bit of a gripe with some people who describe Maya as being like a better Thorchain. Um, to me, that gives like Bitcoin fork vibes where people are like Bitcoin Cash is like a better Bitcoin. So I've never been really like a buyer into that, and it definitely kind of shunned me away from their community a little bit. I didn't really like that. But the more I've learned about it, especially recently, the more I've realized that it is actually different. They've done some different things, and their plans are very different than Thorchain. And they are also very complementary to Thorchain. Um, so I'm excited to kind of see how they develop. And I know that they're working on some things that are interesting to me, like smart contracts and some other features that Thorchain has no plans to work on. So Thorchain is aiming to be that kind of like Bitcoin standard type of platform, while Maya aims to be a little bit more fluid, a little bit more evolutionary, kind of like how Ethereum has really changed over the years versus Bitcoin, which hasn't really changed. So they have their own use cases. I'm excited to kind of see that unfold. I've been told that streaming swaps are being launched in April, which is next month. And I've shared in a few different places, but if you look at the volume of Thorchain, which is at all-time highs now, before streaming swaps, the volume was very tiny. As soon as streaming swaps came out, it took less than a few months for the volume to absolutely skyrocket. It's doing like $500 million a day now in trading volume, versus like under $50 million prior to streaming swaps. So Maya is about to launch streaming swaps. So I look at it as being, if it does any fraction of what, if streaming swaps does any fraction of what it did for Thorchain that it does on Maya, this is going to be a really breakout moment for Maya as an ecosystem. So that's exciting to me. They're also launching the Arbitrum blockchain, I think this Thursday. And included in the update with the Arbitrum blockchain, we've been working with their team. They're adding Leo to Maya. So Leo is getting listed on the Maya blockchain, and we are going to seed it with $100,000 in liquidity. And then anyone else will be able to add liquidity to it as well. There are no liquidity rewards for providing liquidity on Maya, but you earn from the swap fees, which is how Thorchain works essentially. The primary earning method is that you earn from swap fees. So the more volume there is, the more you earn as an LP.